Do not in any way invest on these 5 investments. I mean, just stay away from them, all right? Because there's one thing I always tell you guys. Even before you think on where you'll take your money and go invest it, the first principle or the rule that you're not supposed to break is the rule of what we call the capital preservation. By the way, when you have the money, there's something I tell you sometimes back. The first thing when you have the money is not even about investing it, is how you can prolong the ownership, the retention capacity. How can you make that money yours today, tomorrow, and another time? And when we are investing, we do not violate the rule number 1, having the money. Okay, so now here with me on this board, step by step, and you guys, you told me I should talk slowly. That is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share with you 5 investment that you're supposed to stay away from. And by the way, these investments are actually global investments. They are investments that apply for anybody and everybody, irrespective of where you're watching me from. Let's get to the business. Excuse me, guys, I just have a call, okay? And by the way, don't forget, this is Good Joseph speaking. Make sure that you hit the subscription button. Make sure that you like the video. Why am I telling you all this? Because you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video, and leave me a comment on the comment section, okay? Now, the very first investment that you're supposed to stay away with it is called, is called illiquid. These investments, we call them the illiquid investment. You know, illiquid investments are simply investment that you get yourself into, especially if you're in what we call the accumulation phase. By the way, I don't know if you know this, yeah? There are different phases of a human being. There is what we call the accumulation phase. Accumulation phase. This is the phase that you're actually earning active income, or you're doing your own businesses. This time you're building yourself, you're investing, and all those kind of things. And then we also have that other whereby you really need to rely on what you accumulated. I don't know what name you can actually assign to that. But the point is, what I'm trying to bring from home is this. Especially you're this kind of an individual, you are nearing the retirement and what have you. Please avoid the illiquid investments. What does it mean? These are investments that becomes a bit hard for you to liquidate them, okay? And I used an example of here in this country called Kenya, where I am. I'm a Kenyan and a proud one, and I'm an African in general. So there are what should I say? These things that goes rounds and rounds, that people buying plots of 50 by 100, and there is this kind of dream of everyone, of which there's nothing wrong with it. But where we draw the line is, you just go buy a piece of land somewhere, so 450 kilometers from where you work. That land, you cannot even do any value addition, you cannot even do pottery, you cannot even do farming. It is just somewhere. You just want to have that title deed, and you'll be saying, guess what? I own part of this country. I have a land somewhere, and what have you. I know there is a joy that comes with that, but the point is this: when it comes to the world of finances, it's no longer about the emotions. It's about how, or practicability of that thing that you acquired. How exactly is it helping you, and all those kind of things, okay? Now, when I say do not please get yourself into the liquid investment, especially when the cash flow matters to you. If you really need the cash flow, and you're purchasing yourself an asset somewhere, I don't know how many kilometers from you, just because you can afford it, quote unquote, you know, because it's going for 100,000, 200,000 or something of sort. But the moment you need money, you cannot even actually get that property to be liquidated for you to get the money back. So please try to minimize. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to get the asset. You can get them. But by the time you're buying an asset, by the time you're buying a parcel of land, you know, understand that, guess what? My cash flow is still okay. I can be able to feed myself. I can be able to continue throwing that money to an asset that is actually generating cash flow for me, and such kind of a thing. So as much as you can, try to minimize, if not to eradicate, your acquisition of the asset that you cannot be able to liquidate them, because you need to liquidate them as soon as possible for you to get back the money and be able to run yourself. Remember one thing: cash is king, and we need cash to run ourselves. We need cash to make sure that at least we can be able to cater for other things. Allow me to go to the next one. The next one about investment that you should stay away from. What am I saying with, by the way? Asset that you should stay away from. Number 2, we call them the penny stocks. Penny stocks. What are penny stocks? Okay, what are penny stocks? By the way, I don't know whether you know this. Whenever you go to any stock exchange, whether you come to the Kenyan one, to the US one, to whichever the country it is, we usually have these stocks that are so well, you know, what do you say? They have the price per share is so low. For example, you come to Kenya, we have some share that you can buy with 1 shilling, you know, 2 shilling, 3 shilling, and something of sort. We call them the penny stocks. They are good. They are great. You can make crazy amount of money out of it, okay? And at the same time, those penny stocks, just because you can be able to make, okay, there's something called volatility. Let me just explain this pole or slowly, okay? Volatility. Volatility simply means, in a layman's language, the ability of that specific investment that you have either going up or going down, okay? In that process, what we call the volatility, you find these penny stocks, they usually have this high volatility. What does it mean? It means that you can actually buy shares worth like 1.5 shillings or $1.5. All of a sudden, that share is at around 5 shilling. There is that big gap in terms of the capital gain. And just the way you've actually gained a lot, also losing a lot can as well happen. Like there is that roller coaster of emotions and feelings. And that's why I always tell people, if you want to invest, as much as it is good to acquire the penny stocks, it's always good to make sure that at least you have, you don't buy penny stocks with that money that you know really matters to you, that money that you know, hey, it is meant for this and that. No, you buy penny stocks with that money that you be like, even if whatever happens, I'm good with it and I'm at peace with it. So the penny stocks one, you're supposed to monitor them. You're supposed to buy them, yes, but let's say, for example, you have like 100,000. For example, let's say you have like 100,000 that you want to buy stocks with. I would advise that huge chunk of this cash, go buy those stocks that are stable, dividend stocks. Yeah, those stocks that are stable. When actually we check their 52-week range, they don't fluctuate from big, they don't have that big margin. They don't like go up crazily, then go down crazily. They're just somewhere, they play around with, 2, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, go back, 2 units, 3 units, 5. So you can be able to know, hey, guess what? Even if I was to go a loss, actually it plays around between this, whatever. But if you go the penny stock where you put everything into the penny stock, and I remember there was a video that I made and I showed you how to invest. I think it was around 300,000 or 500,000. How you can it was a 500 by the way. How you can subdivide that amount of money. You buy some penny stock, you buy some dividend stock, you buy some other stock. You get what I'm saying? The market movers and what have you. So that particular point, you're actually distributing your risk. There is a money that is actually in a very stable investment. There is another money that is actually somewhere as well. So penny stocks is that money, or rather those stocks that you're supposed to, please, if it is possible, keep away from them. If, this is the point, if you're actually moving towards the risk, the risk state or the risk part of your life. For example, you're about to, retire, or you've just retired and something of sort. But when you are young, if you're watching this at your 20s, at 30s, even some little bit of early 40s up to 45 thereabout, please buy the penny stocks, because you can make some good cash money out of that. Because there's one thing that you're supposed to understand. There is what we call, how much risk can you accommodate? That way, the more you grow older, the less risk you can accommodate. But when you're young, at your 20s and what have you, actually, when I say when you're young, buy these stocks, because obviously you find that most of the people cannot afford to buy those other big stocks. You can actually buy this one, and you can even go the fractional stocks kind of route or something. So if you realize that you cannot be able to afford that, start with these penny stocks and you move with it along. Because the only thing that you need to do when it comes to the penny stock, just don't be a speculator. Be an investor. Be an individual who you get into it. You're not there to speculate. You're there to invest, and you give it time. And then after some time, you're going to get something at the end of the day. Okay. Now, the issue is this penny stock. Please consume them with a pinch of salt as far as the investments are concerned. But disclaimer, did I say they are bad? No, I did not say. Did I say that you invest all your money in that particular place? No, I did not say that. Make sure that you find a balance between what you invest and what you safeguard and what goes where. When you have that concoction, when you have that disparity and what have you, then you make sure that you diversify and your cash is safe and secured. All right? By the way, if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit it, and make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you also leave a comment on the comment section. We go to the next investment that I would say, hey, be very careful when you are actually investing in that. There is this thing called cryptocurrency speculation. Okay, speculation. This is that investment that most of the young people are so much into it. They say, hey, nowadays crypto is the way. Hey, you know what? I made a lot of money with crypto. Sometimes you don't even know who is actually speaking the truth, who is lying, who is a scammer, who is a legit person, and what have you. What I will tell you, please, when it comes to crypto, and I stand corrected. Maybe somebody will watch this video after 10 or 15 or 20 years or even 50 years, be like, hey, you know what? This guy didn't know. I wish he could have told the guys to buy the crypto. Listen, if you want to buy crypto, let me just repeat what I'm saying. I know one day, probably I might tell you never buy crypto. After 10 years, 15 years, you guys, you prove me wrong. Be like, you know what, Joseph, you were wrong. Crypto was all the way best beginning to go. This is what I do myself, okay? Honestly speaking, I cannot, as of now, I cannot claim that I know everything about the crypto. And most of the people who are investors, they really don't know how much or what is this crypto thing. It's still an area that has a lot of things to be understood and what have you. But what does it do? This is what you do. Because you don't want to miss out of it, and as well, you don't want to lose all your money out of it. Please, don't put your dear money into this crypto thing, okay? You can just put that percentage there. People, I can recommend 5%. You take 5% of whatever you are saving, throw it in that crypto thing. And please, once you throw that 5% into that crypto thing, be at peace with it. Even if you lose it, you don't have to tell us, you don't have to panic, you don't have to, have emotions and what have you. You just be good at it. You're okay. You're at peace. That 5% went, I'm okay. If then there is a sort of a big, translation in terms of the gains and what have you, again, that 5% will do you amazing thing. So the point here is if it is possible, you know nothing about it, if you cannot afford to put 5% of your investment at risk, then avoid crypto with all the thing, but actually gather the information. This is what I always tell people. I never want to stand in a situation whereby I tell you, hey, I'm 100% sure, don't invest in crypto. No, I don't want to say that. I'm still speculating. I'm still not really speculating per se. I'm still researching, finding out, consulting the relevant people who have invested into it. What are the risk affairs or risk related to that kind of a thing. So that is exactly what I would advise you to do it, because I see a lot of you guys on the comment section telling me, hey, Joseph, talk about crypto. Hey, should we invest our money into the crypto? I bet that I've actually answered your question in a better way. At all the time, make sure that because crypto, yeah, I understand it has been there for quite a long anyway, talk of over 10 years. But the thing is, it is still these things that is still, we are still speculating. There's a lot of conspiracy theories behind it and what have you. So just consume that information with a pinch of salt. Okay, we got to point number 4. Point number 4, this is when we talk about investing in an investment that is actually offering you the returns that are below the inflation. This one, I won't even explain anything. I've actually been talking about this like a million times. Simply, you go to a bank, they tell you, hey, fix your money. We'll be giving you 6%. That is pre-tax. Before tax or after, that is before tax. After tax, that interest goes to 4% or 4.5%. Kenya, inflation right now, we are at 5.7%. So what are you doing? You're still losing your money. So how about you go to that other thing? And the moment you tell them, I want a money market fund, they tell you, hey, it's a bit risky, but if you invest with us, you actually assure that your money will be there. Don't get yourself be manipulated, and ask them this question, okay? Okay, fine. You're telling me that if I go the MMF way, it's a bit risky. Oh, but if you invest or if you fix the money with us, then we can assure you that you'll get the money. But the question is this: when you fix with them, does the money just stay there idle? No. See, they're telling you where they're telling you not to go is where they will take your money. You fix with them, and the moment you fix with them with 1 year, they go buy a bill with that money of yours. And then after 1 year, they take that interest that they have gotten. The bill right now in Kenya gives you 16.8%. Post-tax, it's around 14.5%. Because you are a fool, they give you the 4.5%. They are remaining with the 10%, 10 clean percent. By the way, fixing your money is a little bit better than even having it idle in your account. Because even when you have it idle in your account, although this one is a little bit wishy-washy, they may not be able to fix that money in a period of 1 year, but at least they can use some of your money to invest. And once they get their profit, they give you zero. They give you nothing. So please don't get yourself into the investment that are actually giving you nothing. Okay? Because basically, if the inflation is at 5% and then you're being given 4.5%, I mean, what are you doing? You're still losing your money. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that you need to be very smart. Remember one thing. Nowadays, we are living in an era where people are so smart, and you ought to be one. The last one. The last one is none other than having what we call investing in these farms that are unregulated. Unregulated, okay? No matter how much they are giving you in terms of the returns. They might tell you, hey, we are giving you 20%. And then everyone is giving you a 15%, and someone is giving you 20. And then you'll be like, oh my goodness, I want to get as much as I can. So you go through your money into that 20%, 25%. Get it an year, and then you just care much about how much you'll make. You don't even consider how much you will lose and how long it's taken you to accumulate this money. And I don't know why people usually violate that rule number 1 of not losing your money. They consider the rule number 2, invest it. I don't know. Those rules are not supposed to. It's like the way Jesus said that I didn't come here on earth to do away with the laws of Moses, but I came here to do what? To empower them. You get what I'm saying? So you aren't supposed to violate any rule. Capital preservation and investment. No, it is not a mutual exclusive. Just have them at the same time. It's like having the tail and the head at the same time. Yeah, if that makes sense. So the point is, make sure that you don't just jump into a firm that is offering you better return just because, and they're not even regulated. And if they're regulated, go to an extra mile of asking, where are they investing the money? And if they're promising you 20% and the average areas where they're investing is 18% or 15%, then where are they getting the top up of 5%? So that's like a pyramid scheme. A time will come and everything will crumble. You know, just like the Jesus said, you know what? How will you know the false prophets? Of course, you know them by their fruit. Give them time and know how exactly it will be. How consistency can they offer that 20%? You know, those are the simple things that you need to ask yourself when it comes to the investments. Please, my dear Kenyans, you know, you people are so famous for being scammed. Be very careful. Remain with that dear money of yours and keep it safe and secure. That's what you're supposed to do. And guess what? I'm out. That is it. If you'd like my services, go grab that number. See ya.